A snowstorm of historic proportions walloped the Gulf Coast this week, delivering travel-snarling snow from Texas to the Carolinas and breaking records that have stood for more than a century.
January 21st.
At least 9 people have died across the central and eastern United States, including a crash near Batesville, Texas, amid icy conditions that caused 5 fatalities, according to CNN. All-time snow records were preliminarily set at most weather stations on the central Gulf Coast, including New Orleans, Mobile, Alabama, and Pensacola, Florida. A state of emergency was declared in Alabama, Georgia, Louisiana, and Mississippi, with schools across the region closed and businesses shut down due to the snowstorm. AccuWeather's preliminary estimate for total damage and economic loss from the snow, ice, and extreme cold in the South is $14 to $17 billion. This has been the worst winter storm to hit the Gulf Coast in decades, AccuWeather chief meteorologist Jonathan Porter said. Businesses have been forced to shut down. Supply chain and shipping logistics have been disrupted severely. With the cold remaining in place, the impacts and interruptions from this winter storm will be felt for days to come. As the storm evolved and intensified along the Gulf Coast, a blizzard warning was issued for southwestern Louisiana and southeastern Texas, including the coastline. It was the first blizzard warning issued along the Gulf Coast of the United States, AccuWeather meteorologist and digital producer Jesse Farrell said. Snow arrived in the Florida Panhandle early Tuesday afternoon, covering beaches and stretches of Interstate 10. By the time the storm was over Tuesday night, the state of Florida also preliminarily broke its all-time snow record for any storm, with 9.8 inches at Milton, located in the Florida Panhandle. This is the same area where the state record of 4 inches was set on March 6, 1954. In New Orleans, the Louis Armstrong New Orleans International Airport recorded 3 inches of snow in just 2 hours Tuesday, with a total of 8 inches, more snow than any snowstorm in the city since at least 1948, when official records began. It was also the first time measurable snow fell in the city since 2009. In the late 1800s and early 1900s, New Orleans had several heavy snowstorms, including one that unloaded 20.7 inches on an unofficial station on January 15 to 16, 1909, 9.6 inches on November 14, 1906, and 10 inches on February 14, 1895. Gulfport, Mississippi, and Mobile, Alabama, last received measurable snow more than 10 years ago, in the winter of 2013 to 2014. However, on Tuesday, the regions turned white, with the Mobile Regional Airport setting a new preliminary all-time snow record of 7.5 inches. The highest reported snowfall from the storm was 11 inches near Babby, Alabama.
Good this morning coming through here. Now we'll stop again, man.
Aside from a boil water advisory in Lafayette, most of the state's public utilities fared relatively well Tuesday when a winter weather system brought blizzard conditions to parts of Louisiana and covered some area with as much as 10 inches of snow. But officials warn that could change very quickly over the next few days.
I saw snow
the biggest interruption of service Tuesday was a loss of water pressure affecting more than 12,000 customers of the Lafayette utility system. LUS Director Jeffrey Stewart said the city's water system experienced pressure drops due to the large number of customers dripping their faucets all at once to prevent their pipes from freezing. LUS issued a boil water advisory for residents and businesses in the Lafayette area north of Interstate 10, asking customers to turn off their faucets and conserve water if possible. Customers should boil water for 1 full minute prior to drinking or using it for cooking. The advisory is expected to remain in effect until at least Friday or Saturday once pressure is restored and stabilized after the storm has passed, Stewart said. We won't begin testing until after we stabilize, he said. At that point, we sample and wait a minimum of 24 hours to clear. On the electric front, the grid was relatively quiet with few outages across the state. Some outages were reported in Lafayette during the day, but the utility was able to quickly respond and repair them. However, Stewart warned that this initial quiet period is unlikely to last through the week and said people should prepare and expect to lose electricity. "The next couple nights will definitely test us," Stewart said. "The deep freeze could cause issues, including making roads not passable." The National Weather Service in Lake Charles confirmed via phone that a verified blizzard impacted their area Tuesday with wind gusts of at least 35 miles per hour and visibility reduced to 1/4 mile for at least 3 hours. Temperatures are expected to dip below freezing each night through Friday, according to the National Weather Service, which issued a blizzard warning Tuesday. Snow and ice could accumulate on tree branches, causing them to snap and pull down aerial power lines. Vehicles, such as those of curious sightseers, pose a common hazard during winter storms as they will often slide off icy roadways and crash into utility poles. Such an event left thousands without power in Tangipahoa Parish late on Tuesday. More than 2,000 Energy Louisiana customers in an area stretching from Amite to Independence lost power after a vehicle ran off the roadway and struck some utility infrastructure, Energy spokesman Brandon Scardigli said. Drivers should avoid being on the roadways if travel is not absolutely necessary, the Department of Transportation and Development said in a statement. Entergy crews had restored about half of those outages by 8 p.m., deploying some of the roughly 2,600 personnel on standby as part of its storm response plan.
It is crazy.
Entergy's power line crews will respond in the rain or snow and have winterized bucket trucks outfitted with tire chains to help them navigate icy roads. Otherwise, the only hindrance that can cause them to suspend their response efforts is wind, Scardigli said. Line workers cannot use their bucket trucks if wind speeds exceed 35 miles per hour, the same limitation they face during hurricane season, he added. In the neighboring parishes to the east, about 2,300 customers of the Washington St. Tammany Electric Cooperative experienced brief outages Tuesday evening, but most were restored relatively quickly. Despite the quick responses Tuesday, customers should expect slower restoration times as the weather turns even colder.
It's a blizzard.
While crews are ready to respond, icy roads and other winter hazards are expected to slow travel and restoration efforts, Entergy said in a statement. Additionally, cold load pickup, the increased energy demand that occurs when power is restored to systems impacted by extreme cold, may delay restoration times.